Ta-da! It's massive, it's heavy, and very expensive. I used my own money to buy this. No company has given this to me for free. I wish, because I'd save a lot of money that way. But I digress. Now let's get unboxing. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So, before we get into the tablet, first impressions and comparison, all tablets I'm mentioning are all bought by me, except for my Wacom Cintiq, which was a Christmas present for my parents in 2014. All opinions stated in this video are all mine, and my experiences with these tablets may not reflect your own. So I bought the Wacom Cintiq 16 after my XP Pen Artist 12 from 2018 broke. There was something wrong with the USB-C port. It lasted me 3 years. I tried to fix it, but nothing worked. And I'd initially bought the Huion Kamvas Pro 16, but that broke in a fortnight, which sucks. There was something wrong with the display, the bottom half of the screen, which for me was the top half because I was in left-hand mode. But it was really desaturated and discoloured. I'm not sure if it got dropped during transit or something, and that caused it, but either way, I tried to fix it. I looked at many different articles on how to fix it. I even emailed Huion, but they didn't reply. So I returned the Huion Kamvas Pro 16, and I used the money to buy the Wacom Cintiq 16. During the meantime, I had to use my Wacom into a straw for about 2 weeks while I was waiting for it to arrive. So far, I've spent just over 2 weeks with my Cintiq 16, and I had my Huion Kamvas 16 for 24 days before it broke, and then I had to return it. And I had my XP Pen Artist 12 for 3 years, and I've had my Wacom Cintiq drawer for 7 years, almost 8. As for price, the XP Pen Artist 12 cost me £199. The Huion Kamvas Pro 16 cost me £400, and the Wacom Cintiq 16 cost me £480. As for size, the XP Pen Artist 12 is 11.6 inches, whilst the Wacom Cintiq 16 and the Huion Kamvas Pro 16 are both 15.6 inches. As far as I can tell, all Wacom tablets use the same driver, which is really good because I don't have to do the whole uninstall a driver, restart the computer, install a different driver, restart the computer thing, which I used to do a lot when I was going back and forth between my uni house and my home house when I was at uni, because I lived quite far away from home and I couldn't carry everything with me when I went back. And this was the case when I had my XP Pen Artist 12 and I still had my Wacom Cintiq drawer as a backup, and for when I couldn't take that tablet with me, so I had to reinstall the drivers a lot, and it was very annoying. One thing I noticed as a left-handed person for both the XP Pen Artist 12 and the Huion Kamvas Pro 16 is that it wasn't very clear in the manual on how to rotate the monitor screen. I had to find that out through trial and error. And this isn't applicable with the Wacom Cintiq because there's no express keys, so you don't really need to flip it around. One really cool thing about the Wacom Cintiq pen, which is the Pro Pen 2, is that the razor is pressure sensitive. You can map different things to the razor, which is really good and great. I haven't tried mapping anything out yet though, so I don't know how well that would work. in certain programs. For me personally, the fact that the pen had eraser was a big deal breaker for me because I really missed it when I had the Kamvas Pro 16. Because my XP Pen Artist 12 also had an eraser, although that one was not pressure sensitive. The screen for the Wacom Cintiq is really nice to draw on. If I were to rank the screens, the Cintiq would be first, Artist 12 would be a close second, and the Kamvas 16 would be third. That being said, the Kamvas still has a nice screen. It's just I do prefer the Cintiq and Artist 12 to the Kamvas. One thing I noticed within the first few days that I had this tablet is that the pen does squeak a little bit when it glides across the screen, and this may be because of friction. That being said, it was really rare and it only happened once a day, and I've had this tablet for 2 weeks and I haven't heard it since. As for color accuracy, I say my Huion Kamvas 16 was pretty close to my other monitor, which is a Dell monitor. So I just prefer it when the two monitors are similar colors so you don't get too confused when you're drawing or editing. So I do sometimes photo edit or color grade my videos. So as for color accuracy, Wacom Cintiq 16 has 72% Adobe sRGB, whilst the XP Pen Artist 12 has the NTSC color gamut 72%, and the Huion Kamvas 16 Pro has 120% sRGB. I'll be honest, I don't really know what all these percentages mean, but I did notice after I fiddled around my settings, the colors on my canvas became almost identical to my other monitor. So if you're anything like me, you'll need a glove to draw on these monitors. Both the Huion Kamvas 16 and the Artist 12 came with a glove to draw on. The Huion Kamvas Pro 16 even came with two. I already had a few gloves when I had my Artist 12, so I didn't need to go and buy a new one. Whilst I was using my old Wacom Cintiq whilst I was waiting for the Cintiq, I didn't need the glove at all. The surface for that was really smooth and my hand glided easily across it. One thing I really miss is express keys. At first it took me a while to remember what each express key did on my Artist 12 when I had it, and for the first 2.5 years of me using it, I didn't even use them until around August, which is really annoying for me because the tablet then broke in November. And for the Huion Kamvas, that also came with express keys. And it also came with stickers to put on the express keys, which is good for when you forget which is which. I guess the reason why Wacom may remove the express keys for the Cintiq 16 is probably because to reduce costs or to make it more ambidextrous. The Wacom do also have an express menu, which is like a digital version of express keys. By default, they come on when you click on the top button of the pen. They come in radial as well as a row of 3, 6 and a row of 8, and also a row the size of a big numpad. You can change the shape of the express menus by clicking on the settings. I think it would be nice if you could activate the express menu via a keyboard shortcut other than pressing the default button, because that's one less button to map to something useful. I like to map that button to the letter P, which is the pen/pencil tool in Clip Studio. Wacom do have a remote that you can buy separately, but that costs around £100. It's very expensive. So I looked up alternatives and I found out about the XP Pen remote, which I will also be doing a review of soon. And the XP Pen remote costs me £26, which is a whole lot more cheaper than the Wacom remote. So as for the screen resolution, all three tablets are 1080p. As for pen pressure, all three tablets are 8,192 levels. If I were to rank which pen or pen pressure feels the nicest, I'd say the Cintiq and the Artist 12 are joint first, and the Huion Kamvas is last. The reason why I'd say this is because for the Huion Kamvas, the pen tip felt really springy compared to both the Artist 12 and the Wacom. It was very sensitive and not really in a good way, because sometimes when I was drawing a singular stroke, it would randomly become full pressure towards the end of the stroke, and I found that hard to control. I had to fiddle with the pressure curve settings a lot, both in the driver settings and Clip Studio's pressure settings. I also had to adjust some of my custom brushes to work with my pen because of how pressure sensitive the Kamvas pen was. The reason why I'd rank the Wacom Cintiq 16 first place is because when I was drawing on the screen, it just felt really nice. I remember when I first drew a few things on there, like I literally went, wow, because it just felt so intuitive and I didn't feel any lag. I didn't feel any parallax or anything. As for pen accuracy, for my Cintiq, I haven't calibrated the screen so far, and the pen accuracy is very good straight up the box. For the Artist 12, the pen was slightly offset by 0.5 millimeter or so, but when I calibrated the screen, it immediately became more accurate. And for the Kamvas, I had to calibrate my screen a few times, and even then it was still slightly offset. As for cable management, the Cintiq cables felt really sturdy. My Cintiq came with both the EU plug and the UK plug. The input cable for the Cintiq is HDMI, and the output cables are USB Type A and HDMI. There is also a power cable. Both the Artist 12 and the Kamvas 16 came with basically all plug types, and both the Artist 12 and the Kamvas 16 used USB Type C as the tablet's input, and the outputs HDMI with USB Type A. There are also power cables. One thing I noticed with the XP Pen Artist 12 is that you can use the tablet without plugging it into the mains or an outlet, though I wouldn't recommend doing this for long periods of time. For the Artist 12, the build quality of the cable was not very good. I went through around 3 cables when my tablet was still working. Although, I feel like the cable quality has improved, because this year when I bought a replacement cable, because I thought the cable was initially the problem with my tablet, they did improve the cables on that. For the Huion Kamvas 16, the cable felt really sturdy. As for general build quality, the Cintiq 16 build quality is really nice, as well as the Huion Kamvas and the Artist 12. One thing I especially like about the Kamvas 12 is the fact that the back of the tablet was metal, which is really nice. I remember when I first brought it out, it was really cold to the touch. And I think that was because it was November, so You know, I live in the Northern Hemisphere, it's very cold and wintry up here. But it felt really like exquisite, just seeing the little metal back just like glistening in the light. All 3 tablets did not come with a stand. For me personally, it wasn't a big deal. But when I first got the Artist 12, it was, because I had to go out and buy a stand. But after I got the Artist 12, you know, I already had the stand lying around. But when I got the other 2 tablets, it was like, it wasn't such a big deal. I got a third-party stand for £15. It's a stand that Wacom sell. They are, in my opinion, overpriced. You can get very good laptop stands that work just as well, but cheaper. I will link the stand I used in the description. If you have any questions about the tablets, feel free to comment below. I will make sure to do a full review of my Cintiq after I spent more time with the tablet. You can subscribe and click the bell icon to get notified when I make that update video. Also, thank you guys for 400 subscribers. My mind's blown. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye!